What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1995 movie Jumanji. The movie is directed by Joe Johnston and written by Jonathan Hansley, Greg Taylor, and Jim Strain, and it's based on the book by Chris Van Allsburg, who also helped with the screenplay. And this movie follows Alan Parrish, who in 1969 finds this board game that had been buried 100 years before in the ground, and he takes it to his house and he starts playing it with his friend Sarah, and he gets sucked into the board game. It's a game where like animals and creatures from the jungle come out and everything, and he gets sucked into the game where he has to spend 26 years in the jungle. He's only supposed to wait until somebody rolled a 5 or 8, but Sarah didn't keep playing the game, so he got stuck for 26 years in the game. And when a new family moves into Alan's house, the kids, Judy and Peter, start playing the game, and when they do, Alan comes back out of the game, and he and Sarah have to help them finish playing the game to make everything go away. And so they have to face all kinds of different obstacles, different animals and plants and a human hunter and all kinds of different characters. And this is a really fun movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. It's one of the movies that I probably have the most nostalgia for. It just is a really great adventure, fun movie, and it has a really great cast. Robin Williams, who's my favorite actor of all time, is Alan Parrish, the old version of him, and he is just absolutely perfect in this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of his. And it was one of the movies that introduced me to Robin Williams. And he's just great in here. And Adam Hamburg plays Alan as a kid, and he's really good too. You can really kind of see him as a younger version of Robin Williams. He does a really good job. Bonnie Hunt and Laura Bell Bundy play Sarah Whittle, and they're both really good in the roles, especially Bonnie Hunt. I thought she was just really great, and she had really good chemistry with Robin Williams, and she's always been one of those actresses I've always thought was really likable in everything I've seen her in, and I thought she was really good in here. Kirsten Dunst and Bradley Pierce play Judy and Peter Shepard, and they're both really good too. And the 4 main actors, they all just work really well together. And David Alan Grier plays Carl, who is this guy that worked at the shoe factory that Alan's dad owned. And when Alan comes out of the game, he's now a cop, and they keep interacting throughout the movie. He's really good too. He's really funny in parts of the movie, and he's really likable. And Jonathan Hyde plays Samuel Parrish, and Van Pelt, who's the hunter that's trying to hunt Alan. He's really good too. He plays both roles really well, and both roles are really different from each other, although they do try to put similarities, so you can kind of tell that he's the same person. Like some of the stuff he says is some of the stuff like what Alan's dad said, but I thought that he was still really good in this movie. And Bebe Neuwirth plays Nora Shepard, who is Judy and Peter's aunt, and she's really good too. But all of the cast in here are great. They all fit their roles really well. But I just love this movie. It's one that, as a kid, it used to freak me out, because like there's some really really intense moments in this movie, especially in the beginning of the movie when Judy and Peter are playing the game and the lion comes out and it's on the piano and stuff. Like the it's just really really intense in that moment, and I used to get really really freaked out by it, but at the same time I also thought it was really cool. Like the animatronic and stuff that they use for the lion still holds up really well and looks really good. um, and that's one thing that this movie I'm mixed on, is like the visual effects. Some of them hold up really well, some of them don't. Um, but the lion is one of the ones that holds up really, really well. And it was really creepy, and like the sound effects they used for the lion's noises just it sends chills down my spine every time I watch it, and everything is really effective. Um, and, but yeah, some of the CGI in this movie though is really really bad. It's extremely dated, especially the monkeys. I think the monkeys are the ones that look the worst, but a lot of the animals that were CGI really don't hold up very well, and uh, have felt dated for years. But the monkeys especially, and the mosquitoes were pretty dated. But there's also a lot of really good practical effects too, like with the flowers and the human eating plants and stuff like that, like the and the vines. Those are all really really good. Um, but the and like there's these spiders that are really gross looking, and they did a really good job with the visual effects on those, and a lot of other cool practical sets and stuff, like the sets with the house breaking up during the earthquake, and during the stampede, like the when the visual effects in those scenes were really good, and the animals in the stampede, even though they're CGI, they don't look extremely horrible. They don't look like the monkeys. Like they're not as bad and everything as the monkeys, but they still have aged some. You can definitely tell that this is an older movie, but they still looked good enough. Um, I always thought it was kind of weird how like Jurassic Park has these amazing special effects with animals that didn't even exist, or well, I mean, they don't exist anymore. They did exist, but they don't anymore. But the but this movie came out 2 years after Jurassic Park, and some of the animals that are based on real life animals that you can see at the zoo and stuff look extremely fake and everything. I thought that was kind of weird, but so the visual effects are a mixed bag for me, but for the most part they're good enough, and they don't really run the movie or anything for me. The humor in here is pretty good. It has some pretty dark humor and stuff. And I like that about it, and like Judy has this dark humor about her parents dying, and she tells random people like how these people die, how her parents died, even though that's not really how they die and everything. She's like really dramatic and stuff, but it's like really dark, but it's like her way of coping with it, and I thought that was really interesting. But but yeah, so I just absolutely love Jumanji, and the score in this is done by James Horner. I think this is one of his best scores. He just did a really great job on it. It has at the beginning of the movie, like when from the very beginning, it has this builds this eerie atmosphere, and his score is just really really good. And I just love Jumanji. I think it's a really really great movie. So but in all, it holds up really really well. Today's the 25th anniversary of from when the movie came out, and I feel like it holds up really well. Yeah, some of the CGI and stuff is dated, but everything else, the heart and stuff is still there. The performances are still great, and it's still a really fun movie. So, um, And like I said, this movie used to just give me chills throughout the movie, especially the scene with the lion. And also there was a scene where Alan is talking to Peter and telling him about how scary the jungle is, and uh, talking about fears and stuff, and like that scene always used to give me chills too. And everything in Robin Williams' performance in that scene just was really, really great. And also there's another thing that I wanted to point out: the scene when Robin Williams is uh, shaving in the bathroom, and uh, he's singing and stuff, and you can tell it's annoying Judy and Peter. And you see it cuts to the lion sitting on the bed, and you can tell that his off-tone singing is annoying the lion too. Like it lets out a roar and stuff. And that lion is fake. It's an animatronic robot lion, and it showed more emotion than any of the lions in the shitty Lion King remake. So I thought that was something that was kind of amusing too. Um, but anyway, I'd say I'd give Jumanji a 9.5 out of 10. I would have gave it a full 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the CGI. But I just absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'll probably review Zathura sometime, maybe in the next couple days, because I haven't actually seen Zathura in a really long time, so I'm actually looking forward to revisiting that one. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Jumanji, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.